21st century expeditionist. I'm here at the Wekiva River Basin, making my way down to an ancient Indian mound. It's basically a combination of a kitchen midden and a sand mound, sand bluff mound, here at the bank of the Wekiva River. Standing in a pit surrounded by 3 bluffs here. More than likely all 3 are of Indian origin, built up by the Indians themselves. Originally I thought that they might have been logging trams, but then after a fellow YouTuber came out here and discovered the shells, I came back out here to inspect, and lo and behold, it was found to be an Indian mound. Start to go up the midden here. You can see where some swine have been digging, or pigs. Here's some freshwater mussel. A lot of freshwater snail. But here is a Indian pottery. It's a potsherd. Looks to be similar to the same kind of pottery found over at the Twin Mounds and other areas. They've done archaeological digs on the Wekiva River. So this mound likely dates back to the Middle Ages, like most of the Wekiva River middens and burial mounds and sand mounds. You can see a lot more shell here that the Indians discarded. Last time I came out here I saw some bone shards. I don't see them at the moment. The pigs usually come through and dig up things, so have a lot more visibility, or after it rains. Of course, it's illegal in Florida to dig in archaeological sites, which is a good thing, that we can preserve them for future generations. Indians that lived in this area, I don't think anybody really knows which Indians actually lived here, but the Mayaka and the Ace Indians and other tribes frequently use the St. Johns River, which is associated with the Wekiva River here. Thing about it is, some of these mounds, people are interred in them, or buried in them. And they would often use mounds for different purposes, and then over time they would just build over top of their original intent for the mound and turn the mound into something else. Kind of like a place for habitat to raise some huts upon. I'm going to walk over to the other side of the bluff over there, see if I can see any shells over there. I'm on the other side of the pit here on the bluff that borders the Wekiva River. Some of these bluffs are a result of the logging industry. They'd build up areas to run their railroad trams through so they could pull the timber they cut down from the forest with a steam engine to bring it either to the river or the railroad line so they could bring it to the sawmill. Here's the Wekiva River. This is where the Indians gathered the shellfish from that you see up there on the midden. You can think back in time, they had dugout canoes all up and down this river. Probably had some decent sized villages in different areas, and then small little family areas where they maybe had one family living. Like I said, this area, according to archaeologists, Indians lived here during the Middle Ages. And then I guess later Seminole Indians lived in this area also. But that's only conjecture. There could have been tribes that were living at the time that the Spanish encountered the Indians in this area as well.